What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a late review. So this is gonna be two reviews in one video. So we are back for the Real Housewives of Miami. We're doing season 5, episodes 10 and 11 in this review. So I'm so sorry, you guys, that I haven't done them individually. It's just been a lot going on with this here platform that I've just been upset with, but before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss the Real Housewives of Miami, episode 10, Diamonds, Diamond Rings, and Rumors, you guys. Shall we? All right, you guys. So, Larsa Pippen. I'm not a fan of, you guys know I'm not a fan of Larsa. I think Larsa is a disgusting person. I just don't see it for Larsa. So she's talking about the fact that Nicole has slept around with the doctors at the hospital, that she's heard that. See, that is Larsa's go-to thing. Anytime somebody says something about her, her go-to is to come back with, oh, well, I've heard this about you, and I've heard that about you, Larsa. There are so many things that I've heard about you. A homewrecker, Malik Beasley. You remember that? Malik Beasley, like, girl, like, there are so many things that people have heard about you, Larsa. So, and throw it away. And then to sit there and say that Nicole has slept with men that she works with. She's a doctor. That could ruin her reputation. She could potentially lose her job. Like, because this is a wild accusation. This is defamation of character. You are assassinating this woman's character, and she could, if her employers were to watch this show and see that, who's to say they won't bring up a claim against her and saying, we heard what Larsa Pippen said, so we're going to investigate this to see if you slept around with shut up, Larsa. So then Larsa told Nicole that she's the fakest person, and I'm like, girl, please look in the mirror, because you are a completely different woman than what we met on season 1. Your face has changed, although you want to say you ain't got a lot of work done, but baby girl, you've gotten everything under the sun done to your face and your body. So if you want to call anybody fake, please look in the mirror and see who you see, because it ain't the same woman from season 1. You are a completely different woman. As Color Me Pink, Keisha calls her, Liza. You are a different woman, right? So Adriana, she was trying to help the situation out, but Adriana be trying to help, but I'd be like, girl, stop. No. So, Lisa, Adriana trying to help out with Lisa. So here's my thing when it comes to Lisa. Because they want Lisa to date. I don't think Lisa should date yet. If Lisa wants to date, then she'll do it. Don't try to push her to do it. And I think that's one of my issues when it comes to with the women, and it comes to the Lisa situation. I feel like a lot of women are putting what they would do onto Lisa. Lisa is not yet ready to do anything. Lisa is still dealing with the ramifications of what has happened in her relationship. So I just don't think Lisa is ready. So leave Lisa alone, y'all. Please leave Lisa alone. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, so let's talk about Gertie real quick. And I want to talk about the reunion, because I think the reunion just filmed last week. And so, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Nicole got the first seat Nicole has the first seat by end, and I believe Lisa does as well, right? And I know Kiki and Gertie are at the end, right? And I know a lot of people were upset about Kiki and Gertie being at the end, but Kiki is a friend of. Granted, I know, so I can tell you guys the seating arrangement. It is Nicole, it's Nicole, Julia, Adriana, and Gertie, right, on one end of the couch. And then on the other end, it is, now this side of the couch, I don't remember. I believe it is Lisa, then we got, I don't remember who we have with Alexia and Larsa. I don't remember where those two sit, but I do know it's Marisol and then it's Julia. But I know a lot of people are upset because Gertie is on the end of the couch, and she's one of the women that's holding, the mojito, right? But let's be honest, you guys, Gertie hasn't had much of a storyline because even in this episode right here, the scene that we got with Gertie, it was Gertie having game night with her family. It was fun, but it was like, girl, this was a throwaway scene. And I like Gertie, you guys. I actually 100% like Gertie. I think Gertie is a good fit for this show. I want to see a little bit more of Gertie. Should she come back for season 6 of Miami? I like Gertie. I really do enjoy Gertie. But like I said, this scene right here with Gertie, they could have threw this scene away. And the same thing I will say about Julia as well. Some of Julia's scenes are just throwaway, but that's neither here nor there. So let's pause here and move forward, right? So next up we see Julia. So Julia was out with one of her friends, and we find out that Julia has booked the job, right? And you also know that Julia is going through the adoption process. So she was talking about the process of adoption with her friend, right? Because she's very nervous about it. And honestly, I understand Julia's hesitation and nervousness, right? Because they live in an ass backward state, just like my ass backward state, right? But Florida is, just a little bit worse right now when it comes to political stuff with Ron DeSantis, because you guys know he has as they call it, the Don't Say Gay bill. They have so much vitriol for the drag queens, which I just don't understand that. Like, here's my thing with people who feel so strongly about drag queens, LGBT, anything under the sun that doesn't have anything to do with you. If a parent wants to take their children to a drag show, why do you care? That is not your child. I don't like the fact that this government feels that they can tell people how to raise their children, how to do anything. But here's the thing. Y'all want the left wants minimal. They claim they want minimal. They don't want the government involved in so much stuff. But y'all are then involved in so much stuff. Roe versus Wade. Like, it's so many things that the left wants to say. Oh, especially when it came down. Let's go back to COVID. We always saying my body, my choice. I don't need the government to tell me what to do. But then you have the government, y'all have it where y'all want to tell people when and if they can get an abortion. You want to tell people that they can't take their kids to school, to take their kids to a drag show that ain't got nothing to do with you. You want to tell people, it's just so much stuff. It's so much hypocrisy, right? So I got where she's coming from, and I really do feel bad for Julia, and I really do want the best for Julia. I know a lot of people, I saw it on Twitter recently that a lot of people don't like Julia. I love Julia, so I ain't got nothing else to say, right? So let's pause here and move forward. I would love to skip past Larsa, but let's just talk about it real quick. So we see Larsa, she was cooking with her son, and Gertie came over, right? So Gertie was telling her, about her having a conversation with Russell, because you guys know she was talking to Russell about the Lisa situation, and she was trying to figure out how to figure out if she was doing everything she needs to do as a wife, and if she wasn't, she wanted to fix the situation, right? So then they bring up Nicole, right? And we're gonna talk about Nicole a little bit. We're not gonna talk about it right now, so we're gonna pause here because it wasn't much with this scene, but it ties into the scene with Nicole, right? But let's pause here and move forward. So next up, we see Anthony and Nicole. They're having dinner, right? So they're talking about the engagement party. So their engagement party is going to be the next day, and he asked her, did she invite her dad? And she did invite her dad, right? And her dad is coming without his girlfriend. So Anthony read the hell out of Larsa, and I saw on social media when this episode aired that a lot of people were upset about the fact he's a man coming at a woman. She's talked about him. She's said some nasty things to his fiance. So y'all don't want him to sit up there and defend his woman? He's not saying anything directly to Larsa. He is just talking shit, right? So y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. If y'all don't like the fact that Anthony said what he said about Larsa, you can leave it in the comments and we can talk about it. But I didn't care. Now, the way that Nicole uninvited Larsa to that party when she sent that gift over there, and it was a mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fakest of them all? You, Larsa. Look in the mirror and tell me, what do you see? And I was like, yes, Nicole, you better do that ish, right? So we see the party. It looked like a fun time, right? Nicole's dad got there, right? Nicole, no shade to your daddy, but I really kind of want, because when I was looking at his hair, I was like, wow, I did not realize that man's hair was so thin. Please cut it, sir. He flirted with Kiki and that drunk ass Marisol, you guys. I just don't understand Marisol at all. That woman is a lush. Can we please have her off this show? Now, we found out something a little bit interesting about Marisol, and I think it's so funny the fact that Marisol talks so much ish about everybody else, right? But you and Steve ain't even married. I was like, you don't say. So her and Steve ain't married, but then you and Alexia have given Adriana hell about the man that she's dating, and y'all saying he's married. But we don't talk about that in episode 11, you guys. Now, Alexia pissed me off in this episode because Nicole was telling them how she felt about the fact that Larsa was spreading malicious lies about her, and Alexia had the unmitigated gall and audacity to defend Larsa. Girl, so we're gonna pause here and we're gonna move over to episode 11, you guys. All right, you guys. So we are back for season 5, episode 11, Black Card Energy, you guys. So this episode, it literally picked up where we left off in episode 10 with Alexia defending Larsa's BS, right? This is Nicole's career. Like I said, an investigation could be, if someone even thinks that this is true, an investigation could be open into this woman's life. Her medical license could be at risk. Like, do you guys not see what's happening with Amy Robach and TJ Holmes? They don't have a job no more because of fraternization with co-workers, right? So yeah, like it just pissed me off, right? So Lisa showed up to the party and saying that Lenny is a complete POS, right? Lenny told his parents he don't ever want to see them again. I was like, so wait. You told your mama and your daddy, the two people who are the reason that you are here in the first place, that you don't want to see them behind this little floozy. I hope both Lisa and that slut run him dry. Ooh. So, Adriana and her boyfriend, they showed up, right? So he had his marriage license and it shows that he's divorced, right? He had his divorce decree. So they sat down and, Adriana told Alexia, he's married. Now, before they got there, Alexia's dumb behind said that, she didn't look at the website thoroughly to scroll up to see that he is divorced. And I was like, so you really sat here and basically insinuated that Adriana was a homewrecker because you heard from drunk ass Marisol, and that is the focal point of this. That is my issue with this cast right here. Everything that the girls say, oh, I heard such and such and such and such, it comes from a drunk ass person like Marisol, who I think is just miserable in her life, right? And I think, I know what it feels like to lose your mother. My mom has been gone almost 6 years now, right? So I know that hurt and I know that pain of losing your parent, right? But I feel like she's turning to the alcohol and she's doing hateful, hurtful, malicious things to people that she calls her friend, right? So Alexia felt a little way because she kept calling the man an asshole, right? But that man was pissed because you are going around here spreading a rumor. You're saying that he's a married man, and he's not. And he was like, he had his divorce decree. He said, "Can you read?" And Alexia got in her feelings. I'm like, well, you started it, lady. So he didn't say nothing disrespectful to you. He just asked you, "Can you read?" Because And then she just gets in her feelings. And instead of just saying, you know what, that's my bad, right? I apologize for, speaking out of turn because that's exactly what you did. But she wants to become the victim. I'm like, girl, shut up. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Larsa, you guys, I really couldn't care less about Larsa. So her friend was over her house. They were doing some stuff on OnlyFans. So then she talks about Nicole and the fact that she heard that Nicole slept with the doctors and she got this information from Marsal. So what you're saying is that Nicole needs to get file a lawsuit for defamation of character against you and against Marsal for spreading false and malicious information, huh? Okay. Pausing here and moving forward. So we see Nicole, and Nicole is talking to one of her friends that she works with. I think she's a therapist, right? And, I like this scene for Nicole, but I will say when it comes to Nicole, because I feel like people are really trying to make her, I like her friend was impartial, but I feel like a lot of people want Nicole to accept her dad for who he is, right? And I don't agree. I've said that plenty of times before. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with him. So the friend, we met her before. So she was on season 3, I believe, with Joanna Krupa. God, I can't stand Joanna. I cannot stand Joanna, or as Adriana called her, Joanna. But yeah, I mean, I do want Nicole to be able to work through her issues with her dad for herself and not for him, right? You don't have to accept him for who he is. Just be like, you know what? You're gonna be who you are, right? And that's fine. If we have a relationship, we have a relationship. But if not, I'm cool with it, right? But that's really all I got for Nicole. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Next up is Alexia. So Alexia has gotten all the ladies together so that they can talk to an attorney, right? Now this attorney is mostly there for Lisa, but all the other ladies had other questions, right? Marsal, you drink way too much, number one. So maybe this is the point where they talked about, this is when they mentioned the fact that they didn't look at the man's, scroll up to see that he was divorced, right? But Alexia wants to play the victim, and I'm not gonna give her that. I'm not gonna give her that because if Adriana is your friend, you could have at least said, you know what, Adriana, I do apologize, right? But instead you want to call the man an asshole. So Julia asked them, how does adoption look with the, don't say gay bill? And I think she'll be good. So Nicole brought up the situation with Larsa, and she wanted to talk about defamation of character. And they were like, no, that's not what he's here for. He's not getting paid for that. Baby, Nicole went to her purse and got her black card and said, how much do you charge an hour? He told her, charge it to my card. I was like, you better do that ish. You better do that shit, Nicole, right? So then Marsal's drunk ass got up saying, well, I got a DM that says that you did it. So Nicole, which I was kind of upset with Nicole because I'm like, you don't have to explain anything to these women whatsoever, right? But Nicole told them, when she and her ex-husband, they separated, she did date a doctor, right? And they dated for some time, but things didn't work out with them. So it's not like she went sleeping around with different doctors at the hospital. So shut up. All right, you guys. So I'm going to pause here and wrap up this episode. All I got to say is Lenny is a jerk. So Lisa, you guys, Lenny is a jerk. Oh, I would whoop that man's behind. Oh, Jesus, that man is disgusting. He is vile. The way he talks to Lisa, I get that you don't want to be with the woman anymore. I get that you, quote unquote, in love with this new girl, but you do not have to disrespect your wife currently. She's still your wife and the mother of your children. Oh, baby, Lisa's a better person than I could ever be because, baby, I would ragtag. Every time I see his face, I would just be like, pop. Anytime I see Lenny, I would just punch him in the face because I would just be like, you got me effed up with Chuck. I would punch Lenny every day I see that fool. It would be on site every time I see him. I would have a skillet ready to play grit ball with his head. Oh, I would beat the brakes off of Lenny Hochstein, however you pronounce. I would beat the entire brace off of that fool. Oh, Lenny is lucky he got a woman like Lisa. That's really all I got for this episode, you guys. But let me know what you guys thought about episode 10 and 11, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.